Good afternoon from Nizhny Novgorod, Russia. This is the Basketball Champions League. It is game day 8, and it is the game, the rematch between Nizhny Novgorod and Iberstar Tenerife. Well, the second half of the season in the Basketball Champions League, regular season anyway, gets underway officially when this game tips off. Also in Group C, Brosa Bamberg hosting Era Basketball Nürnberg, Peristeri Windmasters at home to Gaziantep tomorrow. And also tomorrow, Mornar Bar, who got their first win of the season last week, are at home to VEF Riga. Well, there's the great man for Nizhny Novgorod, sitting and watching proceedings. If you don't know who I'm talking about, well, I'm going to tell you it was, shall we say, one of the more famous players in history of Russian basketball. Anyway, in Group C, Iberstar Tenerife, Era Basketball Nürnberg, Nizhny Novgorod, and Brosa Bamberg in the playoff positions right now in the top 4. Peristeri Windmasters, Gaziantep, VEF Riga, and Mornar Bar in the lower echelons of the table. And Iberstar Tenerife obviously have been quite a story for the 4th Basketball Champions League campaign in a row. They won it in year 1. They advanced to the playoffs in year 2, although they were upset by Murcia. Then they made the final last year. Here they are unbeaten, and this is a great team. Santa Justa, Marcelino Huertas, Sasu Salim, Danny Diaz, Thomas Giello, Gio Shermadini, Alex Lopez, Frank Guerra, Darian Atkins, Alberto Cabrera, Alex Suarez, and Lahua Konate from France, the France international, who's to be the red of the coach. And for Nizhny Novgorod, Artyom Komalov, Alexander Yankevich, Anton Tatevich, Brandon Brown, who was the hero last week in their big win, Alexander Chadov, Georgi Zbanov, Ivan Strechkov, Daryl Willis, Pavel Antipov, Ilya Sorokin, with Yevgeny Baburin, and Alex Zinik.
Лига чемпионов снова в нашем городе. И прямо сейчас, дорогие друзья, мне бы хотелось поприветствовать нас всех. Добрый вечер, дамы и господа, и добрый вечер, Nizhny!
The man that I was telling you that was watching this game, Sergei Panov, in the crowd, who famously dribbled the ball the length of the court in the waning moments of the semifinal for Russia back in 1998, FIBA Basketball World Cup in Athens. Made the go-ahead basket against the United States, which propelled Russia into the final that year. Here's Iberstar Tenerife, being introduced here to the crowd, and it's a new look, Iberstar Tenerife, when you consider this is a team that basically said out with the old, in with the new. And in many respects, it was just a case of, I think, Chus Vidoreta coming out and saying publicly that he needed, he felt like he'd gone as far as he could with that great group of players that won that title a few years ago. Several of those players have been with the team for some time, and just really enjoyed the finest ever spell of Iberstar Tenerife in their basketball history, but has brought in a lot of great players, which is evident by their unbeaten record in the Basketball Champions League thus far this season. And also, they've, however, brought back one of their greats. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. But right now, we're going to look at Nizhny Novgorod be introduced here to the crowd. And Brandon Brown, again, the hero last week for this team, as they got a last-minute win. The team is right in the thick of the hunt. They're halfway home in terms of getting to the playoffs. And last week it was an uncomfortable ride, but they did win right at the end against VEF Riga with Brandon Brown getting the game winner. So there's Zoran Lukic, and going to shake hands with Chus Vidoreta, and it's a fascinating duel, really. And again, it's a rematch of the opening week of the campaign when Iberostar Tenerife. It was a good game, and perhaps the final score is not a full indicator of how close it was for long stretches. But Iberostar Tenerife ended up winning that game 81-67. Now, if you look back at that game, Iberostar Tenerife did jump out to an early lead and led by 10 points at the end of the first quarter. But then Nizhny Novgorod fought their way back and trailed 37-34 at halftime. And Iberostar Tenerife in that third quarter, about midway through, started to pull away again. And they ended up winning it by 14 points. So as we saw in the standings, these two teams in the top four and looking to solidify their spots in the top four. Remember, you need to be in the top four by the end of the regular season if you want to progress to the playoffs. And having borne witness to the first 3 seasons in the Basketball Champions League, you don't want to leave it to the last week to try to punch your playoff place, because crazy things happen going into that last week. I mean, it's just so exciting. It's one of the most exciting weeks in the European Basketball League season, heading into that last week as teams try to get to the playoffs. So you want to win your games as quickly as you can. Iberostar Tenerife, probably no team has been as good at that in the history of this competition as they have. Alexander Glizic from Serbia, Karen Baki from Turkey, and Boris Krajic from Slovenia there on the left. Glizic in the middle. And I have to say, knowing those referees, we've got 3 guys that we would expect to do a great job in today's game, and we won't mention their names much at all. There's Chus Vidoreta. Of course, we're often watching Chus Vidoreta. He takes issue quite a lot with the referees, but he's only trying to do his best for his team, get whatever he can every game out. Chus Vidoreta, one of the great ones. And again, one of just 3 coaches in the Basketball Champions League to have won this competition. And lo and behold, he almost became a 2-time winner in the Basketball Champions League before they fell last season in that Final Four. There's Chus Vidoreta to Virtus Bologna in that incredible Final Four that was staged in Antwerp. A Final Four that is strong in the memory. I mean, for my money, it was incredible. Although all 3 Final Fours have been a lot to savor in terms of the memory, and Nizhny Novgorod would like nothing more than to come out and to get a chance to play at a Final Four. Well, today, Daryl Willis, he's explosive. He leads them in scoring. He's starting along with Brandon Brown, Nastapkovic, Antipov, and Ivan Strebkov. Javon Lewis has left the team for whatever reason. We don't know why, but there's Zoran Lukic getting over his final comments. He is a coach that is never short of words. He will always have some words on tactics, on strategy. And I have to say the same could be said about this man, Chus Vidoreta. So Gio Shermadini, Alex Lopez, Diaz, Alex Suarez, and Sasu Salin in the starting 5 for Iberostar Tenerife. Didn't say much about Salin, but Finland international, now 28 years of age, has been in Spain for several years. Spent a couple years at Gran Canaria, then at Unicaja Malaga. Now he's at Iberostar Tenerife. So it's just the measure of this team that it is able to attract the quality of players that it has. And Nizhny Novgorod, well, they've got a good roster of players as well. So we are going to have a very exciting game today. That is what I fully anticipate. Salin still has that boyish look, that boyish charm, although he's 28 years old, 28 years of age. And Shermadini, the Tower of Power, we'll tuck into his shirt. You know, talking about the standings again as we go back and revisit that, Iberostar Tenerife, the only team in the Basketball Champions League that is unbeaten this far into the season at the halfway point. And Nizhny Novgorod 3 games off the pace. So it just goes to show what a great season they've had. And with Nizhny Novgorod, you know, they're in a real dogfight for one of those top 4 places with Brose Bamberg and Peristeri Windmasters at 4th and 5th place, also 4 and 3. 4 wins and 3 defeats. Well, good early evening here from Nizhny Novgorod, Russia. This is the Basketball Champions League, and we are watching Bearstar Tenerife try to win for the 8th consecutive time against Nizhny Novgorod. And Bearstar Tenerife winning the opening tip, attacking, missing the shot, but there's Shermadini, passes it back outside. And now the penetration, the shot is good, and the foul will send Bearstar Tenerife to the line. It was the foul on Strebkov as he challenged the shooter. Excellent start. Great start, especially for Alex Lopez, who starts with the 3-point play. And a lot of that coming after the missed shot, remember? So Alex Suarez missed the jump shot, but then Shermadini got the rebound and surrounded, passed it back outside. Nice bounce pass. Note it was read nicely and batted away. That was Suarez who got a hand on it, and then a foul call on Willis. And Willis is a player that has had foul trouble all season. So he doesn't want to pick up the early ones. Diaz, meanwhile, passes it down low, and another basket. Suarez gets his first 2, and it's a 5-0 lead in favor of Tenerife. Stankovic rains a 3-pointer. Lopez probing over to Salim. Now down low to Shermadini. Diaz from the right corner. Another offensive rebound for Shermadini. He just turns to his left and scores easily. They have a clear advantage in that low post with Shermadini, out-and-out true center, and now good reach by Salim to knock the ball away. Lopez over to Suarez. Shermadini turns, is bumped by Antipov, and then he's bumped again by Strebkov, who picks up his 2nd foul. I think they've called it on Strebkov. Yes, they have indeed. So right now, especially offensively, the Bearstar Tenerife getting exactly what they want every time down the floor. Suarez from the right misses again, and for the 3rd time, getting the offensive rebound, and for the 2nd time, scoring with a putback with Shermadini. So that is the biggest problem facing Nizhny Novgorod, keeping that big man away from the basket for Bearstar Tenerife. Bounce pass, and it goes. Willis just kind of floats in. Chalk up the assist to Pavel Antipov. Now Strebkov is going to come out of the game. He has the 2 fouls. That was a nice pass by Strebkov to Antipov, and then who alertly hands it off to the high-flying Willis. Lopez shakes and bakes, goes off 1 foot, short. Not how you draw it up, judging from the reaction from Vitoretta, but then the ball turned over. Brown into the hands of Shermadini, and then Diaz goes in and lays it up and in. So points off turnovers. You don't want that if you're Nizhny Novgorod. It just gave an easy one away. Six-point advantage here, 4 minutes into the contest. Brandon Brown into Willis again, and Suarez picks up the foul. So 2 free throws coming for Willis.
Алекс Суарес, номер 93, первый фол.
Willis makes the first. He has, I think there's been more good from bad than Willis this year. He comes into this game averaging more than 15 points and 8 rebounds per game. Twice he's surpassed the 20-point mark. He had 26 last week in the win over VF Riga. However, he only makes 1 of 2 at the charity stripe that time to leave Nizhny down 11-6. Lopez, and scoring, driving, turning around, winding his way in. Shermadini, I think I heard him called, was it the Shermadinator or the Shermanator? One of those. You get the feel. You get the vibe that we're going for there. He is a Terminator. He certainly has been a Terminator so far. Brown from downtown, the 3 is good. When it comes to flair and the out-and-out ability to create and to hit jump shots, especially from Brown, if you leave him open, he's going to hurt you. Now Saline knocks in a 3-pointer. He gets it right back. Sasu Saline. One of the main Suzy Yingi players, the Finnish national team star. Now Brown starting to heat up. And you know he's got the shooter's roll, or the shooter's bounce. Suarez hands it back to Lopez. Fake. Saline back to Lopez. Count it! Well, offense has not been a problem at all for Tenerife in this contest. They are shooting the basketball very well. When they're not, they're getting the misses. Look at the pass. I mean, is Shermadini doing everything or what? Shermadini 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He's already at plus 14 efficiency, and the game not even 6 minutes old. So Suarez guilty of the foul, so he goes out of the game. And good job by Gankevich, cutting it back to a 6-point game. Handoff, and again, Mr. Shermadini, the Shermanator, goes up, scores, gets the 2 points right back. 8 points already for Shermadini. Round to Willis. Tough pass. Kevich gets out of the lane, then goes back in and scores with a sweeping little running left hook. Yellow, meanwhile, the Poland international, in the game. Number 12 came in for Suarez. Saline from deep. Brown, well, ill-advised pass. But the Iberostar Tenerife do not have numbers, so they have to slow it up. Nice little running shot. Willis now has it. Brown counted. Brandon Brown picking right up where he left off last week. He's got 8 points. Had 22 last week, but nobody picks up Santi Justa, who scores with a layup. Now quickly to the other end. Willis denied by Shermadini. Goran Lukic over there barking at his players. Stavkovic goes out, Baburin in. Frank Garrett in, Saline goes out, Shermadini goes out, and Konate comes in for Iberostar Tenerife. Baburin did not play last week. Now he's in the lineup. Jankevich over to Willis, and Justa not able to seal the baseline in time, so he picks up the foul. Good alert pass there by Jankevich. That was not an easy pass. He made it look easy. Now the ball, I think Brown, his pass for the second time, stolen. So a couple of turnovers now for Brown. Long shot just in time, no good. Banguera in that low post now. Stroking it from a long way out is Artem Komilov. And Nizhny, well, it seems like they've been distinctly second best for much of this game, but they're trailing by just 2 points. And now the ball turned over right into the hands of Komilov, and he cleverly turns and is run into by Lopez. He knew the contact was coming. You could see how he kind of bent over. This was Komilov. Yep, his right foot was behind the arc. He has played very well for Nizhny the times that I've had their games in recent times. He's been solid. Well, Nizhny can take the lead with a three. Strepkov back in, bounce pass to Jankevich. Almost a turnover, but Willis picks it up and scores and ties the game at 23 here in the final minute of the opening quarter. Pass, and are they going to count it from Guerra? Frank Guerra. Yes, they are counting it. So 3-point play opportunity. Moving referee Alexander Glizic, the crew chief, calling the foul. So potential 3-point play here. If Guerra makes the free throw, and he does, takes it back to a 3-point lead. So one would think that Nizhny would hold it for one shot. That's exactly what they're trying to do. Willis misses it. Oh, he took it too early in the shot clock. You can see Zoran Lukic, his hand out. What are we doing? And then Lopez and Tenerife just passed up a couple of shots, but especially Lopez. He was wide open. So the end up, I'm not even sure if that would have counted had it gone in. So a little bit of poor execution from both teams on their last possessions. The Iberostar Tenerife lead it at the end of one, 26-23. Tenerife 9 of 10 inside the arc, but just 2 of 9 from deep. And you can see that's where Nizhny have done very well. They have hit 4 of their 5 shots from 3-point range. Well, we thought this was going to be a good game, and so it has proved to be. We have seen the Iberostar Tenerife jump out to an 8-point lead, only to be reeled back in with Nizhny tying it at 23, but then a 3-point play by Fran Guerra puts Iberostar Tenerife back in front late in the first quarter. Well, all the games are important, but obviously for Nizhny, they want to get a win this week. It would be a second straight win at home if they could get it, and that would put them in a good frame of mind heading into next week's home game against Brosa Bamberg. And Iberostar Tenerife, I know that everybody is taking aim at them. You know, some people wonder if it's better to go ahead and lose a game instead of heading into the playoffs unbeaten. Just go ahead and get that loss out of your system. But after this game tonight, Iberostar Tenerife will be at home next week against Mornar Bar. Now, if Mornar Bar play as well as they did last week, you know, that could be a difficult game. First time those two teams played, Iberostar Tenerife had to fight, but they won that game by 7 points. Konate takes it away, the France international. Justo. Somehow, the ball ends up in the hands of Guerra, and Jankiewicz commits the foul. So it's Justo, Konate, Guerra, Hielo, and Alberto Cabrera as well, number 91. He's inbounding the ball. Konate catches it, gets into the paint. Ball hit back outside. They've got to launch it up, and ends up with a crazy shot. Not good execution on their last couple of possessions. Iberostar Tenerife. Now Strebkov pulls up and rattles it in. Ivan Strebkov makes it a 1-point game. That's his first basket of the game. Fran Guerra backing up. Hielo misses from way out. Right at the end of the shot clock, Baburin. Fran Guerra had it. Hielo hands it off to Cabrera. penetration drive, and Justa is fouled by Strebkov. That is number 3 now in the Russia International. So he'll have to come out of the game unless Zoran Lukic is in a gambling frame of mind, and indeed he is not. So tough loss. You have to pull out the man that just hit that jump shot and looks like he could really contribute on the offensive end in this game. Brandon Brown comes back into the contest. Probably a more explosive player overall. Bounce pass and nice finish by Fran Guerra, who's been quite a factor since he's come into the game. Still, however, just a 3-point lead. And now good anticipation and almost coming up with the steal with Santa Justa. But not quite get there ahead of Komolov. That was Justa. Great bounce pass to Fran Guerra. Alberto Cabrera picks up the foul. And have they counted that? No, they have not. So now an unsportsmanlike foul called by Boris Krejci on Cabrera for the hold. So an opportunity here now for Nizhny to take the lead. You get the 2 free throws, and then you're going to get possession. Look at this. Although I have to say, I didn't see what it was that Alberto Cabrera did. I think it was earlier in the shot clock. He did not complain. So Brandon Brown makes it a 1-point game. And Nizhny now looking for that go-ahead basket. This is a team that is going to fight you all the way, Nizhny Novgorod. Sure enough, they trailed by 8 early, but now they've come back to take the lead. Komolov with the go-ahead 3-pointer. Konate hands it off to Fran Guerra, back outside to Konate. Count it! And he gets the 3 right back. Boy, what a breath of fresh air it must be for Konate to be playing here for Tenerife. Now he comes up with the bad pass, and he is just going to take it all the way. 5 straight points from Konate. And Fran Guerra thought he had come up with a steal, started to go towards the basket, but Boris Krejci said, no. Watch this again. Komolov, and for a fleeting moment there, this Nizhny team in a state of nirvana as they finally take the lead, but then 5 unanswered points by Konate have put Tenerife back on top by 3. That is a telling statistic. 7 steals for Bearstar Tenerife, just 2 for Nizhny. And Jankovic there had an opportunity for a layup. He kind of rushed his shot, anticipating the block, and he missed the shot. Now Lopez back in the game, takes it all the way, and great move, but then just did not finish well at all. Just kind of flicked the ball up there. Vinick is now going to come into the game. And kicked by Konate. That is a turnover. Baburin dribbles to his right. It's a 3. It's good. Tie game. Baburin is a dangerous, dangerous player from downtown, especially if you leave him open. He had plenty of time to set his feet and take the three. Now, Lopez again, and again, the finish wasn't quite there. And nobody pounding the boards. Now from the corner, Komarov comes to life. Nizhny up by 3 points. Well, they took the lead last time, only for Konate to score 5 straight points, and now it's Nizhny that have come charging back and forced the timeout. Nizhny outscoring Iberostar Tenerife 13-7 in this quarter. Vidaurreta taking Lopez's task over his finish. 3-point shooting decidedly in the favor of Nizhny Novgorod right now, 7 of 8. I mean, that is scalding hot. Hey, if they were to keep that up, that would be a record. It would be on a record pace. Well, no panic for Vidaurreta, but certainly hot under the collar. And see Baburin just wide open after getting the pick by Vinic. I think Franguera wary of the pick and roll and did not rotate over. And it left Baburin with the wide open 3. Now the turnover, and again, and then the turnover again, back to Iberostar Tenerife. Lopez has it. It's a good job by Konate to hustle back. Now the bounce pass, and Shermadini has to get it over to Gielo. And he back in the contest. And the drive in the basket is good by Santa Justa. Now foul called on Konate. Just again. Oh yeah, he got it with the hand check. I think Konate was thinking that maybe the foul was called on that contact, but I think it was actually the hand check before. Let's see if Nizhny can keep this hot shooting up. They might as well put one up. Seems like everything's falling right now. It's going to be Brown. It's going to be good. Goodness gracious, they are on fire. 8 3-pointers from 9 attempts for Nizhny Novgorod. 39-35. Iberostar Tenerife, I don't know what's hit them. I mean, it's incredible, the shooting display. Pass back outside. And three-pointer off target by Danny Diaz. Again, another opportunity for Nizhny. Ball falls to Brandon Brown. He almost let it fly. Baburin left wide open, and he finally misses. Vinic not able to rebound it, but the ball goes off of Diaz out of bounds. Oh, Baburin took that one like it was a free throw and missed. So far, 8 of 10 from three-point range from Nizhny Novgorod. pass. Open again. Baburin. He misses 2 in a row. So a reprieve for Iberostar Tenerife. Flirting with disaster, leaving Baburin open. Now Houston misses from long way. Brown hesitates and explodes to the basket. Lays it up with his left hand. Gusta. Zoran Lukic. It's Georgis Banov off the bench. That was Brown on his last drive. He was asking for a foul. Let's have another look. No, I don't think so. There was contact at the start of the drive. Certainly not the finish, although Lopez was swiping down on the ball. Under 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. And Shermanini, now the ball back to Statkovic and Nizhny Novgorod. Right now they have their biggest lead of the game, 6 points. Brown and, oh, another miss by Zbanov. I'm not sure if Zoran Lukic was impressed by the move, flailing Zbanov, or upset with the defense. Statkovic with a foul there on Pia. You can have a camera on Chus Vitoretta and also on Zoran Lukic for the entire 40 minutes, and it would be entertaining. Those guys work up a sweat on the sidelines. Here's Brown with the reach and the foul. Is that an unsportsmanlike? That's the question. They're going to look at it. And I think so. I think they're going to call it. Bizarrely, I don't understand why. Why does Brown do this? Oh, that's an easy one for the refs. The official scorekeepers had actually put down a foul on Gankevich, but I think it was on Brown, and sure enough, they have called the unsportsmanlike. So when Brandon Brown is good, he's really good, but sometimes he makes plays like that that just make you wonder what is going through his mind. And if everything goes well for Iberostar Tenerife on this trip down the floor, you know, they could cut a 6-point deficit to just 1. Salim makes both free throws, and then they hit a 3-point play. Let's see if he can make the first. He does. Leslie Salim, as I said, has the big reputation being a very good shooter, or a dangerous shooter. He makes both. Good free throw shooter. Came into this game hitting 85.7% from the free throw line. From three-point range, probably needs to be a little bit better than he is this season, just 32.4%. He's at 12 of 37 in the Basketball Champions League. Lopez. Salim. Right at the end of the shot clock, misses, and yet again Shermanini able to reach over the defense, gets it back out to Salim. Well, just on that play alone, you have to say Shermanini is the MVP of this game. I mean, he has gotten so many offensive rebounds that have led to points. And he gets it just by reaching over the defender. So it was a costly trip down the floor for Nizhny. Salim had to put one up. missed it, but look at Shermadini. Gets it back to Saline after the rebound, and he nails it. Just like that, Iberostar Tenerife with a chance to go back in front. Lopez from downtown. Lopez has missed him inside, missed him outside. He's got the ball again. Back to Saline. Offensive foul called on Shermadini. So the illegal screen, the moving screen. Krevkov has 3 fouls. He comes back into the contest. Guerra also comes back into the game for Shermadini, so that's a blow. To have to take Shermadini out of the contest. He has got... That's the second personal foul, so Vidoreta did not want to risk it. And meanwhile, Ostapkovich hits his second three-pointer of the game. He's got all 6 points from deep. Penetration drive, the kick. Diaz. Well, they have not shot it well from downtown tonight at all. Iberostar Tenerife. This Nizhny Novgorod team sure has 9 of 12 from three-point range in the first half alone. Now an offensive foul called on Willis. Moving screen. Got there too late. The timeout on the floor, you see 21-14 is what Nizhny have outscored Iberostar Tenerife in this quarter. And Vidoreta is still hot.
Alex bloqueando.
Well, just 13 seconds remains in the first half. And Nizhny Novgorod, who have trailed by as many as 8 points in the game right now, lead it 44-40. This is going to inbound the basketball. Lopez has it. Picks up his dribble. That's trouble. Has to launch one. And the execution has been lacking for much of this first half for Iberostar Tenerife, who do not look like a team that's won all 7 of its games thus far. So adjustments needed at halftime. Nizhny lead it 44-40 over Iberostar Tenerife. Nizhny 7 of 13 inside the arc, 9 of 12 from deep. Tenerife 12 of 16 inside the arc, and they have got their struggles from deep. 4 of 18. Rebounds even, assists and steals. That part of the game is being won by Iberostar Tenerife. And Brown has 15 points, 9 for Komalov, Statkovich 6, Shermadini and Saline each with 8 points. You wonder where Iberostar Tenerife would be without Shermadini, because he has either been scoring, rebounding, or assisting on baskets. He goes to the half with 8 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, plus 18 efficiency, which is the highest of the game. So we are at halftime, and Iberostar Tenerife in a little bit of trouble here, trailing Nizhny Novgorod 44-40. I'll leave you with the highlights, and we'll be right back before the start of the third quarter.
No, a nice pass to the inside, and the tough finish as Skoldilis just hammers it down. And Peristeri pretty much getting whatever they want at the moment.
Scrub has it. That's Grant. Grant with a step and finish. Big time finish from Jahrai Grant. Little hesitation, got Mustafa Fall in the air. Look how quick he gets past him.
Hornsby with Weimer guarding him, screened by Amanu. Amanu gets it back, steps through, and he's blocked at the rim by Sina. You've just seen him on the top 10 plays with a big block.
Janavichus now. Oh, wonderful pass and a wonderful finish. What a big, big play by Masulis. But it was the pass from Janavichus that made it so special.
Oh, great finish. Hayden Dalton, mask and all, throws it down, and he's going to get in a highlight. Shimantini, watch out! Oh! Just to underline the point, as athletic as Shimantini's looked for a while.
Medford. Hooping and hooping. I'll tell you what, when he gets in the flow, he's tough to stop.
Dennis hits the roll in. He stands and he gets up high. Oh, out of nothing. As Martin goes the other way, locks it up. Stone it is with the dunk. Back-to-back dunks.
Right, still right, no good, ball's loose, they get it back, still, Angola to win it! That's extraordinary! That is incredible! Ostend, they are 2 ahead.
пожалуйста, аплодисменты ребятам. Ребята, спасибо за музыку. Ну что, мы продолжаем, друзья. Не так много времени остается до продолжения этого матча. И БКНН появился на площадке. И парням аплодисменты! Правильно, можно поддерживать. Не пугайтесь, просто у нас диджей Леонид Агутин недавно побухал, а стартовал, все нормально.
.44-40, Nizhny Novgorod on top of unbeaten Iberostar Tenerife. Will tonight be the night when the Canary Islands club, the Spanish Liga Endesa side, Iberostar Tenerife, fall for the first time this season in the Basketball Champions League. They came in having won 7 consecutive games, and obviously they won their opening game against this very same Nizhny Novgorod club back in Tenerife. So a lot of basketball still to be played, and certainly Nizhny Novgorod have got a great chance to open a lot of eyes around Europe if they can get a win tonight against Iberostar Tenerife. So how good can Iberostar Tenerife play when Shermadini is off the court? They didn't do as well when he was out of the game in the first half. When he's in the game, it is a noticeable difference. So you wonder, you know, he sat for much of the first half. Perhaps Coach Vitoretta wanting to save him. He played just under 12 minutes, had 8 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. But he did pick up a couple of fouls. He did actually reinsert and late in the first half, but he picked up his second foul, and Vitoretta decided not to risk it. So he took him out so he wouldn't pick up the third. Well, good evening, folks. If you're just joining us again, welcome back. This is the start of the second half, and Here's our Tenerife with an air ball from Salim, but they get the ball before it goes out of bounds. Now Shermadini going up against Vinic, and somehow Bearstar Tenerife keep coming up with loose balls in chaotic situations. Lopez, meanwhile, takes a three-pointer right at the buzzer, and that was against the form book for him. He'd had a tough first half, but he comes out, and maybe that three-pointer will get him going. So that kind of could not have come at a better time for him. Brown, meanwhile, comes out and misses, and just like that, Bearstar Tenerife with a chance to take the lead. Vinic called for a push on Shermadini. Look at this. That is just hustle. That is a case of Diaz out hustling Willis, in my opinion, getting to the ball, passing it, and it ends up with this Lopez three-pointer. You know, second effort, third effort. That was a great opening possession by Tenerife. It wasn't smooth, but it was full of grit and determination and hustle. Now Shermadini turns. He's double teamed, so they pass it around. Lopez into the corner. Diaz, did he get it off in time? He did indeed, but he missed it. Pavel Antipov gets it over to Brown, and the block has been called on Sasu Salim. That was a lot of contact. He's going to be feeling that one tomorrow morning when he gets up. In fact, he might be feeling it right now for quite a while. Decides to take one for the team. And Brandon Brown, seeing the contact about to happen, made sure that he kind of turned with his left arm and got the better of it. Brandon Brown had 15 points in the first half. Burn over to Brown. Remember this Nizhny Novgorod team. Oh, that'll get him pulled out of the game. Baburin threw the ball behind his back, but where? Right to the defense of the Bearstar Tenerife. Oh, he's going to leave him in. Zoran Lukic. Another quick foul called on Vinic.
Александр Винник, номер 89, второй фол.
Two quick fouls on Vinic. Now Konate gets into the paint, but his pass at the feet of the big man, the 2.13 meter center, Shermadini, 7-footer, and not an easy pass to catch. The two turnovers on the Frenchman. Antipov. Back over to Brown. Oh, Lopez just picked his pocket, and now he's going to drive in. No, he's going to pull it back out. I don't think Brown expected that. Good hands by Lopez. Well, that's a lot of turnovers for Brown, and the pass went off the rim. Brown this time goes right past Salim, who doesn't want to step in front of him, and Brown has 17 points. Well, say what you want to about Brown, but he makes things happen. The turn and the bump, and oh, they're going to say foul on Shermadini.
Замена Тенерифе.
And that was Brown. No, sorry, Shermadini stepped out of bounds is what the problem was. It has been a struggle. They led by as many as 8 points early on, but Since that time, it's been all Nizhny Novgorod, and on the strength of their three-point shooting especially, they've been able to move in front, but a long way to go in this one with just a three-point lead especially. Stapkovich misses from a long way out, and Lopez rebounds the miss. Darlene still feeling the effects of the collision with Brandon Brown. Lopez back to Franguera. And good hustle. Brandon Brown is going to fly in. Oh, he's going to get swatted by Konate. Not in this house, he says. And Brown looking a little bit surprised that the whistle did not blow, but you have to appreciate the speed and the leap by Konate. Watch this. He gets up and says, "No way, my friend. Get that out of here." Wow, that is a spectacular block. Looked like Brown kind of held up just a little bit after he released the shot, hoping that the contact would at least get him a foul, but it was not called. And Baburin now gets it back over to Brown. And Kevich back to Brown. Brown getting a lot of touches. Kick.
Замена Нижний Новгород. На площадку выходит Антон Остапович, номер 8.
Rizic is, yep.
Антон Остапович, номер 8, первый фол.
Stapkovich moving into that screen and picks up the personal. And Stapkovich comes up a little bit worse for wear, holding his knee. Three-point lead, and another turnover by Lopez, picked off by Antipov. He gets it back to Brown. Brown with 17 points, leading the way for Nizhny. And Kevich. Oh, a bit of contact there. Lopez reaching in. Now Stapkovich launches it. Konate flies high for the rebound. Konate bringing a lot of good energy for Bearstar Tenerife here in this third quarter. Now the good defense and the careless ball handling by Lopez. I haven't seen Marcelo Huertas tonight. Marcelinho Huertas. Now the pass into the corner, and Antipov misses. Midway through the third quarter, Lopez getting a lot of minutes. He has played 21 and a half, nope, 20 and a half rather. Now the turnover. Oh, and can you believe Komalov misses the layup? He is just such a good shooter from the perimeter, but then right at the basket, and he missed. This type of thing is inexplicable. Watch this. Wide open layup drill. Take your time. He does. And for some reason, he missed it. He's going to be seeing that in his sleep tonight. Justa from downtown. Brown again. Well, it could have gone all the way, but passed it back outside, and Pavel Antipov has been fouled while attempting a three-pointer by Cabrera, Alberto Cabrera. So 3 free throws coming. He kind of stuck his left hand out, and I guess it wasn't really necessary. And kind of got into a position there where Antipov was landing. So that is a gift, really, a needless foul by Cabrera, who's only just come into the game. So Pavel Antipov, the big opportunity here, but misses the first. I don't know if they want to check to make sure that it was a 3. And now Villaredo's upset about something. Okay, so now Brandon Brown is shooting the free throws. And I'm not exactly sure what's happening here, folks. Oh, sorry, they've called a technical on Villaredo. That's what it was. So they called the technical on Chus Villaredo. So they interrupted Pavel Antipov's free throws. They brought in Brown to shoot the free throw, and now they've put Antipov back at the line. So clearly Villaredo not enamored with the foul in the first place. Antipov makes the second. I have to say, makes 2 out of 3. I've never seen a technical during the free throw, so they interrupt the free throw shooter, bring in another free throw just to take the free throw. Then they put the other guy back on the line to shoot the other 2 free throws. And with that, it's a 6-point lead for Nizhny Novgorod. But Chus Villaredo clearly said something that did not go down well with the referees. Well, the momentum right now with Nizhny Novgorod, and we'll see if Iberostar Tenerife can turn things around here after calling the timeout. But again, they're going without Marcelinho Huertas tonight. You saw him over there giving some encouragement to Cabrera, who was pulled out of the game, with Lopez put back in. And here's Lopez. Hands it off, and beautiful drive, and the little dump. A little over-the-head pass, or over-the-shoulder pass, back to Shermadini. Shermadini has just been terrific overall. Willis puts it up from 3-point range. Why not? They've been hitting them all night. And if you're wondering how many different Nizhny players have hit three-pointers. I'm going to tell you. 5. And Lopez fouled as he gets inside, but this is the biggest lead of the game right now. 7 points for Nizhny Novgorod. So that was the first three-point attempt by Willis, and he made it. That had been the drive by Lopez, and the pass back to Shermadini. But the 10 of 15 shooting from three-point range for Nizhny has been a huge factor for them. Meanwhile, Shermadini just keeps on going. When the pass goes to him down low, he's pretty much unstoppable as long as he catches it up high. He's getting into good positions to score. Komarov, another three-pointer. 11 of 16 for Nizhny from three-point range. Komarov is again coming to life. He's 4 of 5 from three-point range. And remember, one of the only 2 shots that he missed on the night was a wide-open layup. I mean, it was about as easy a shot as you could ever imagine of being presented with. And he missed it on a fast break. So from three-point range, he has been wheeling and dealing. Meanwhile, Komarov just picked up a foul. So Salim now goes to the line and makes the first. Well, I would suggest purely on the basis of this game now, Iberostar Tenerife have got a lot of work to do if they're going to make a deep run again. It's you know, they're 7-0. Granted, they're not playing with Huertas tonight. An offensive foul called on Vinick. Nope, on Stavkovic. No, sorry, it was on Vinick. Had it right the first time. So 3 fouls on him, all picked up here in the third quarter. Quick pass down low, and the finish by, well, we haven't said much about Alex Suarez since the early going, but he scores. And it's back to a 4-point game. Nice pass, Brown. Beautiful bounce pass, Vinick, and the finish from Stavkovic. They got the ball to the man at the free throw line, and all they had to do was turn and deliver the bounce pass. Justa, meanwhile, has it knocked out of his hands by Stavkovic. What's this? Look at that. Fantastic play by Vinick, I think. Simple and effective. Now Justa tied up by Baburin. And Justa just looks over at the referee to say he got fouled, but that's just good defense. There's no foul there. Strebkov goes behind his back, and Nizhny again outscoring in this quarter Iberostar Tenerife 13-11. Now the reach, Lopez for the second time comes up with a steal, a 3-on-1 break. He gets it back, he goes up, and this time makes the layup, albeit on his favored right hand.
Последняя минута 30 четверти.
Trebkov. That was a steal. Good sharing of the basketball.
Замена Нижний Новгород. На площадку выходит Александр Ганкевич, номер 5.
Well, they want to look and to see if there's an unsportsmanlike foul that's been committed.
Нижний домашний школьный номер прямо сейчас. Бэкап! Бэкап! Backup!
We want to see if Lopez was holding on without. I think they're going to call that an unsportsmanlike. I think he definitely tugged on him when he didn't have to. And I will be awfully surprised if that is not deemed an unsportsmanlike. Here it is again, watch. I mean, you're wrapping him up. Yeah, that's an unsportsmanlike. But we'll see. We'll see what they say. There you go. I'm getting better at this now, folks. Although that was an easy one. Now Lopez is going to either try to argue his way out of it or explain what happened or complain that something happened to him. No, he's getting the words, come on, ref, come out of Alex Lopez's mouth, but the decision has been made. And that's where video does not lie. Now Federetta is saying technical foul and sportsmanlike foul. You're not giving us a chance. But bottom line is, you've been in this game long enough, Federetta, to know that you can't say certain things to a referee, especially if you say it repeatedly and you've been warned. And then, you know, you can't commit an unsportsmanlike foul. So 2 shots and possession. Fortunately, I think, for the visitors, they've put this man at the free throw line, although he does make 1 of 2.
Нижний Новгород.
Now Gankevich back in the game, not as big, but perhaps more skills. Replaces Vinik. Vinik did a good job while he was in there. Look at the bounce pass and look at the finish. Ostapkovich. 7 points, now the advantage. Shermanini over to Justa. Shermanini turns. The foul has been called. Goran Lukic likes the fact that his guys came up and put Shermanini on the line rather than giving him the layup.
Замена Нижний Новгород.
4 fouls on Gankevich. First one is good. And the second one is good as well by Shermadini,
Замена Тенерифе.
who has, again, far and away been this team's best player tonight. And the man that comes in for him, Fran Guerra, has been pretty doggone good himself. Got 5 points, 3 rebounds coming off the bench. So Shermadini sits down, but for how long? That's the question. Meanwhile, the final seconds ticking off the clock here in the third quarter. Brown's got it. Gets it over to Willis, who puts it up. And not enough time for Bearstar Tenerife to counter. So 1 quarter remaining. Nizhny Novgorod on top 60-55 against Bearstar Tenerife. 3-point shots still falling for Nizhny now. 69%, 11 of 16, and that has been their biggest weapon offensively. That was a big three right at the start of the second half when it looked like Bearstar Tenerife weren't even going to get a shot off. But we've had some unsportsmanlike fouls. We've had some fouls on three-point shooter by Bearstar Tenerife. We've had the coach's technical, and all of these things add up. And you could argue that Nizhny Novgorod should be ahead even more because of a missed layup by Komilov in that third quarter. That was a terrific play by Konate early in the third, hustling back to get the block. So Brandon Brown with 18 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, and Shermadini with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. So those two guys have taken center stage, although Alex Lopez has certainly been influential. He's got 11 points and 6 assists, but his problem is he's turned it over 5 times, although he does also have 4 steals. Fourth quarter underway. Shermadini back in the game. And Yalo launches one from three-point range. He was open. Hasn't scored yet. Stavkovic at the line. The lead now 7. That's foul number 4 on Vinick. This was a Stavkovic. Got the pick. Lopez went for the steal. And then instead of fully committing, he was worried about Brandon Brown being open. So Stavkovic got a good look and made it. Now the pass intercepted by Brown. And he goes old school, lays it up and in. Biggest lead of the game for Nizhny Novgorod. 1 minute into the fourth quarter, and a Bearstar Tenerife could very well be going down for the first time tonight. They certainly do not have any of the momentum right now. Now an offensive foul called on Saline, and here was the turnover and the points for Brown. Ball is kicked.
Willis gets on the baseline, passes it back outside. But Burren, did he get it off in time? Yes, he did. The ball rebounded. Saline makes a dangerous pass. He gets it to Lopez. But with 8:20 remaining, Tenerife have got to get it into gear. Lopez gets it back to Shermadini, who takes the bump. He looks at the ref and say he was trying to shoot it. But unfortunately, I think for him, it looked too much like he was passing it. Watch this. Yeah, he was going to shoot it at first, and then he passed it. If he'd stayed with his shooting motion, he might have gotten some free throws. Oh, Zenic picks up foul number 5, but I have to say those were 5 effective fouls. Did good work while he was in there, even made a couple plays on offense, Zenic. Lopez for 3, short. And again, this Iberostar Tenerife team, no disrespect to Nizhny, just do not look themselves tonight. They don't look like a 7-0 team. Ball bounces up high, goes out of bounds. And the layup made by Lopez to a 7-point deficit. Really, you feel like of anybody, this is Brown's game to see Nizhny home to. He's got the ball in his hands. Oh, he just flung his right elbow out and caught Lopez, and I'm not sure that the ref saw it. This was Lopez going right past him. I mean, he just blew past Brown. And at the other end, a foul was called, I think, on Lopez, but Brown, certainly looked to me like he got away with one. Here's Willis, short. And Saline scrapping away. Good job getting that rebound. Brown almost anticipated right to get that ball. And really for the first time tonight in good position, Shermadini misses. Brown again, good! This is his game to win or lose, folks. I mean, remember he won it last week with the late basket against VF Riga, and tonight he is really turning it on. DF from 3-point range. Where has that been all game for Iberostar Tenerife? Brown with 22 points gets it to Willis, who has 8. Willis in the paint, and he went up and down and travels. Good defense by Giello and Shermadini. Oh, look at Brown. Can't leave him any daylight or he is going to kill you. DF, meanwhile, with that 3-pointer, it's Iberostar Tenerife's 6th of the game. Well, 4 minutes now into the 4th quarter. The lead down to 6. Foul ball. So, still a long way to go here. And still a little bit of momentum shifting here for Iberostar Tenerife. Kevich takes a seat. Pavel Antipov back into the game. Bonate to Shermadini. Good pass, and the ball goes out of bounds. Diaz trying to get it down to the baseline. Suarez is going to come back into the contest. Now Tomasz Gielo, the Poland international. Here's it from his coach. Not sure if he was supposed to pop back outside, but he got him taken out of the game. Entry pass, it goes. Willis. Oh, Willis absorbed the contact, made the shot. That was not easy, but he made it look easy. The lead goes back to 8. Shermadini takes the punishment and scores. Wow. Willis couldn't have done anything else. Just a great finish. Something he's been able to do all night, really, for the most part. 16 points now for Shermadini. So you see that Willis now, with that foul, has 3. Stankiewicz actually has fouled out of the game. That's why he left. And Vinic also is fouled out. Shermadini does not make the free throw, so doesn't fully capitalize. Konate, meanwhile, putting the pressure on Baburin. Lopez with a tough assignment on Brown. Willis goes right inside. Wow. And this time Willis gets the benefit of the call. Right at Shermadini. That was the previous trip down the floor. 3 fouls now on Shermadini. Second one is good by Willis. Now the three-point shot is good by Suarez. And all of a sudden, the Iberostar Tenerife is starting to wake up, especially from three-point range. Now they've hit 7 on the night. Brown over to Komalov. He misses. Antipov chases down the rebound. Brown. Shot clock about to expire. He's got to launch it. He gets it over to Willis and he misses it. Konate with the rebound. .350 to go. This game has really sparked to life here the last minute. Amazing what a made three-pointer will do for a team. Quick pass in to Shermadini, and he's fouled again by Pavel Antipov. Shermadini is absolutely putting Iberostar Tenerife on his back. Suarez, meanwhile, coming out and hitting a huge three-pointer. How much gas does he have left in the tank, Shermadini? Well, he looks like he needs a blow. He's going to go over and take a seat with Guerra coming back into the game. Mark Guerra. And all of a sudden, a one-point game in Nizhny. It's not so much that they're wobbling. It's just that Iberostar Tenerife finally showing us Iberostar Tenerife. We haven't seen it really for the entire game until now. Drive, the miss, and now Iberostar Tenerife can take the lead. Konate Hesitated. Passes it back outside. Lopez. That would have put him in front. Good hustle, Willis. Not able to rebound it. And a new 14 for Tenerife. Remember, Nizhny already over the limit in this quarter. So any fouls will put Iberostar Tenerife on the line. Wow. Looked like it might have gone off of Konate. Good fight for the ball from both teams. No Gabriel Lundberg tonight for Iberostar Tenerife. No Marcelino Huertas. So some of these other guys are getting a lot of minutes, like Lopez, more than he's used to. And a chance to try to win what would be a great win on the road if they could pull it off. There he is. Goes to his left. Quick pass. Iberostar Tenerife have taken the lead. Guerra with the easy layup. Unbelievable resolve by Iberostar Tenerife in the fourth quarter. Well, they looked like they were going nowhere fast. But in this fourth quarter alone, they have outscored Nizhny 15-9. Iberostar Tenerife.
Группа поддержки Василина около Нижнего. Ну что, давай с нами.
Let's go, horns down. Good pins. Steiger for Camo. Nothing can go.
Well, Lopez now with 13 points, 9 assists. He's had some issues tonight, but he's played better in the second half. And he's 1 assist off of a double-double, which is good production with Huertas out of the game, and that was his latest assist. Great move with Guerra going to the basket and Lopez knowing he was going to be there. Well, it's crunch time, folks. 2:45 remaining. Iberostar Tenerife, their unbeaten record, might indeed stay intact. They've given themselves a chance, but don't forget, Nizhny Novgorod won a thriller last week here against VF Riga. Now the reach and the foul. And that one on Konate. So they had one to give.
Замена Тенерифе. Лау Конате, номер 94, второй фол.
Shermadini is taking a few breaths. Now he's back out there. He has played a lot in the second half. Brown has it. He's been quiet for the last few minutes. Iberostar Tenerife not wanting him to get any looks. Shermadini comes out. They pass it over to Baburin. Short. Suarez with the rebound gets it back to Lopez. Well, these Nizhny fans must be wondering what's happened. It looked like their team really was, had a decent grip on proceedings, but the last couple of minutes have been all Iberostar Tenerife. Lopez again from deep. Konate had his hands on the ball but couldn't rebound it. And now it's Nizhny's turn. Antipov goes to his right. Now back to Brown. This is a tough assignment for Suarez. Brown goes up. It's good. Was it a 3? It was a 2. It was a long 2. But that was a mismatch. 24 points now for Brandon Brown. Konate. Surely you got to find Lopez. You got to get the ball back to Shermadini if you can. Konate. Here's Shermadini, though. He's at the line. Bounce pass. What a play, Shermadini. But then the miss by Saline. He had the left-handed layup. And he missed it badly. Willis shaking and baking, goes in. They follow. Great play by Pavel Antipov with the putback. Well, that was a tough move by Willis. The ball was on the rim. I couldn't tell if it was going to go in or not. So Antipov obviously felt the same way. Look at this. The ball is on the rim. Maybe it was coming out, and Antipov went up, stayed with it, and ended up getting the 2 points. Oh, it might have actually gone in the end, but anyway. Oh, we're at a response now out of that last time out, and Nizhny have come back out and taken a 73-70 lead. And Sasu Salin, it was a wide open, looked like a wide open layup, but it was a layup that he kind of rushed because the defense was reacting. Cruz Vidareta calls the play, but you know, Nizhny Novgorod will have a defense. They'll be anticipating this. Look at Brown, though. Steps back. That was big. He's been big all game. He hasn't played perfect, but he's played very well. 24 points, 5 assists, a couple rebounds, and 4 steals. He does have the 5 turnovers, but you'll take that when he has that sort of production offensively as well as defensively. Less than a minute remaining, 51.1 seconds to go. Salin gets it to Shermadini, who backs his way in and then goes up and misses. Well, Willis could not have done any more. It was Shermadini's shot, exactly what he wanted, and it just looked like he didn't have enough energy to get it up there. Now Brown. Well, a three-pointer here would be a dagger. Brown. He's going to put it up. He does. He misses. And now the foul. Pavel Antipov, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a horrible event. I don't think you would want the Iberostar Tenerife attempting a potential game-tying 3. At least that's how you can justify that foul. But anyway, the clock stops. And now it's going to be a case of identify the suspect free throw shooters if you're Iberostar Tenerife. Although they'll try to get the 2 points here from Santa Justa and then get a steal. Santa Justa makes the first one. 19.5 seconds. We've seen Iberostar Tenerife survive a few close calls, a few close games this year. Will this be the one that they do not survive? Justa makes the second. So they'll go for the steal, and if not, well, maybe they'll chase. But now it's Brown. Gets it across midcourt. He's going to try to dribble out some time, and in the end, they have to foul Brown. So just 6 seconds go off the clock. Foul on Dieth. In the grand scheme of things, not a terrible situation. Still got time. Brandon Brown, perfect 3 of 3 at the line tonight. And on the season, shooting 68.8%. So far from a sure thing. But he makes the first. So if he makes this one, what will Nizhny do? Will they play defense, or will they commit the foul and put Iberostar Tenerife on the line to prevent the 3 attempt? That's what he's asking his coach right now. Do you want me to foul? And who do you go to if you're a 3? I think you got to go to Salim. You don't want to foul the 3-point shooter, that's for sure. But we've got to make sure when the foul comes, you got to be in the 3-point shooting motion. Oh, they get a look. It's going to be Lopez. Short. Shermadini gets it back. Lopez has to launch it. He does. Oh, it goes in and out. And Nizhny Novgorod. Unbelievable finish. The basketball gods did not smile on a Bearstar Tenerife. Finally, tonight is Nizhny Novgorod win it 75-72. Well, tip your hat to Brandon Brown. He was the player of the game. He was terrific. But Nizhny Novgorod, for the second straight week, hold their nerve, come out and get a huge win to boost their Basketball Champions League campaign. They knock Bearstar Tenerife from the ranks of the unbeaten. Lopez was able to get off that last shot just in the nick of time. It hit the rim, the backboard rimmed out. I mean, it was close to going in, folks. We almost had overtime. We almost had free basketball. And I'm pretty certain that Nizhny Novgorod right now are breathing a sigh of relief. That was a huge win in the grand scheme of things. (11 of 21 from deep. Nizhny, in the end, it was Tenerife 7 of 29. Tenerife doing much more damage down low with Shermadini. Tenerife shading it in the rebounds and 7 more assists and 1 more steal than Nizhny. But really the story of the game for the second straight week is Brandon Brown, perhaps thrusting himself into the MVP conversation for the league with another great game. 26 points on the night. And at the end of the day, they needed every single one of those points as he really came to the fore for his team again tonight. Great performance from Brandon Brown, who 3 times this season now has scored at least 21 points. And on another occasion, actually, he had 19. And then he had a game where he had 13, 15. So just a wonderful game. And really only had 2 points. He was 1 of 9 in the first game against the Bearstar Tenerife in the Canary Islands. So he came out, no doubt had a point to prove tonight. And I dare say he proved it loud and clear. I thought it was a tough first half for this man, Lopez, but in the second half, he really came out and played some good basketball. This was one of his moves and his drives. Lopez, in the end, finished with 13 points, 9 assists, 4 steals. Shermadini obviously was the main man, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, plus 28 efficiency. The same efficiency as Brandon Brown. Willis had another almost quietly good game tonight, and played, I thought, good defense on Shermadini on a couple of possessions. He finished with 11 points, 9 rebounds. But Shermadini was terrific for the most part tonight. He had a couple of chances that could have gone in. They did not. And you wonder maybe if fatigue had a little bit to do with that. That was a big shot late in the fourth quarter. A little bit of a mismatch. Brown able to step back and hit a very important jump shot. And Antipov scoring with the putback. Again, that was great hustle by him. And we're not going to see it, but Lopez almost scoring at the death. So here's The updated standings in Group C. Iberostar Tenerife fall for the first time this season, folks. They're 7-1, and Nizhny Novgorod, over the second straight week, winning a thriller to climb to second place. They are 5-3, and this is what it's all about. The Basketball Champions League. No teams remain unbeaten in this competition. Thanks for watching, folks.